It was a dark night. The kind of dark you only get on highways far from any city. No streetlights, no buildings, no signs of life in any direction. Just the two white cones of our headlights cutting through the black. And my family asleep in the seats around me. My name is Thomas. I'm 39 years old. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. And what happened to my family on Highway 64 in rural Alabama 3 years ago, I have never fully told anyone. Until now. It was the summer, late July. We were driving back from my wife's parents' house in Mississippi, a trip we had made a dozen times before. Same route, same highway, same long flat stretch of rural Alabama in the middle of the night. My wife Karen was asleep in the passenger seat. My two kids, Ella, who was 9, and Marcus, who was 6, asleep in the back. I was the only one awake. Just me and the road and the dark. We had left Mississippi at 10 in the evening to avoid the heat of the day. I had done this drive at night before. I knew it well. Or I thought I did. At around midnight, I noticed the GPS had gone quiet. Not rerouting, not recalculating, just silent. The screen still showed our position, but the voice had stopped giving directions. I assumed it was a signal issue. Rural Alabama in the middle of the night, not uncommon. I knew the route well enough. Stay on Highway 64, follow it north. Simple. At 12:17 I missed the turn. I know the exact time because I checked my clock when I realized what had happened. There was a junction I should have taken. A right turn that kept us on the main highway. I had been watching a deer at the tree line, and I missed it. I turned around at the next wide spot in the road, came back to the junction, took what I was certain was the correct turn, and drove. After about 10 minutes, I knew something was wrong. The road had changed character, narrower, the asphalt older, cracked at the edges. The trees on either side pressing closer to the road, branches occasionally brushing the top of the car. This was not Highway 64. I slowed down, checked the GPS. The signal was gone completely now, just a blank screen with our little blue dot sitting in the middle of nothing. No road, no highway, just empty grey space. I pulled over to the side of the road and stopped. The engine idled. The headlights pushed into the dark ahead of me. Trees on both sides. Road disappearing into black, maybe 50 feet ahead. No houses, no lights, no signs. Nothing. Karen stirred in the passenger seat. "Are we home?" she murmured. "Not yet," I said quietly. "Go back to sleep." She did. I sat there for a moment thinking through my options. Turn around, go back to the junction, find the correct road. Simple, logical. I put the car in reverse. And that is when I saw the light. In my rearview mirror, far back down the road, a single light. Not headlights, not a flashlight. Something different, lower to the ground. Yellowish, moving slowly, coming toward us. I watched it for a moment, getting closer. Slowly, but definitely getting closer. I put the car in drive. I told myself I would find a place to turn around further up the road. I drove. The road narrowed further. The trees were very close now, my side mirrors almost brushing the branches on either side. The road surface was getting worse. Potholes, gravel sections. The kind of road that has not been maintained in years. I checked the rearview mirror. The light was still back there. Same distance, moving at exactly my speed. I sped up slightly, checked the mirror. It sped up. Same distance. Always the same distance behind me. Karen woke up properly this time. She looked around at the narrow road and the pressing trees. "Where are we?" she said. "This doesn't look right." "We took a wrong turn," I said. "I'm finding somewhere to turn around." I kept my voice calm. I did not mention the light in the mirror. Ella woke up next, then Marcus. "Are we there yet?" Marcus said. "Soon," I said. We drove for another 10 minutes. The road showed no signs of widening. No junctions, no driveways, no breaks in the tree line. Just this single crumbling road pressing deeper into the Alabama wilderness. And then the road ended. Not a junction, not a fork, not a turnaround. Just the road stopping. A wall of trees directly in front of us. The road simply ending in the middle of the forest, like it had been abandoned mid-construction decades ago. I stopped the car, put it in park, turned on the interior light. Karen was fully awake now, looking at me with an expression I knew, the beginning of real concern. "Where are we, Thomas?" she said quietly. "I don't know," I said honestly. "I missed the junction. GPS is out." "I need to turn around," I said. "There's no room here. I'm going to have to reverse back down the road until I find somewhere wide enough." Karen looked out the rear window. "How far?" she said. "I don't know," I said. I did not tell her about the light. I looked in the rearview mirror. The road behind us was dark. No light. Gone. I told myself it had been another car that had turned off somewhere. A farmhouse driveway I had not seen in the dark. A completely innocent explanation. I almost believed it. I began reversing slowly. The road was too narrow to turn around. I had to reverse blind, with Karen watching out the back window and directing me. Left a little, straight. Watch the ditch on the right. Slow going, the trees pressing in, the darkness total beyond our taillights. We had been reversing for about 4 minutes when Karen grabbed my arm. "Stop," she said. Her voice was different. I stopped. "What?" I said. "There's someone standing in the road," she said. I looked in the rearview mirror. In the red wash of my taillights, maybe 30 feet behind us, a man, standing in the center of the road, completely still. Just standing there in the middle of this road that went nowhere, in the middle of rural Alabama at 12:30 in the morning, watching us reverse toward him. I stopped reversing. We sat there in silence. The man did not move. He was tall, dark clothing. I could not make out his face in the taillights. Just a shape, standing there, watching us. "Daddy?" Ella said from the back seat, her voice small. "Who is that?" "I don't know, baby," I said. "It's okay." I looked at my options. I could not go forward. The road ended in trees 20 feet ahead of me. I could not reverse without driving toward the man. I could not turn around. The road was too narrow. I honked the horn. Once. Loud. The man did not move, did not flinch, did not raise a hand, did not step to the side, just stood there. I honked again, 3 times. Nothing. Karen had her phone out, searching for signal. "Nothing," she said quietly. "No signal at all." I looked at the man in the mirror, and then I noticed something that made my hands tighten on the wheel. He had moved closer. Not by much, maybe 5 feet. But I had been watching him, and he had not walked, had not taken a visible step, had simply moved closer. I made a decision. I put the car in drive. "I'm going forward," I said to Karen, "through the trees." "Thomas, you can't drive through." "Watch me," I said. I drove slowly toward the tree line, hoping, praying that what looked like a solid wall of trees had a gap, a track, anything. The headlights hit the trees, and I saw it, a gap, narrow but there, a track leading off to the left through the trees, barely wider than our car, but there. I took it. Branches scraping both sides of the car, the kids making frightened sounds in the back seat, Karen gripping the door handle. The track was rough, roots and holes, the car bouncing and scraping, but moving, forward, away from the man in the road. After about 2 minutes, the track opened slightly, then more. Then I saw a light ahead, a real light this time, yellow, warm, a porch light, a house. I drove toward it like it was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. A small farmhouse, old, a single porch light burning, a truck in the dirt driveway. I pulled in and stopped. Karen looked at me. "Are you going to knock?" she said. "Yes," I said. I got out of the car. The night was loud out here away from the tree cover. Crickets, frogs, the sound of the countryside at night that I had not been able to hear on that closed-in road. I went to the porch and knocked. A long pause, then a light inside, footsteps. The door opened on a chain, an old man, 70s, suspicious expression. A shotgun visible in his right hand pointed at the floor. "I'm sorry to disturb you, sir," I said. "I took a wrong turn. I have my wife and children in the car. My GPS is out. I just need to know how to get back to Highway 64. The old man looked at me for a long moment, then passed me at the car, at Karen visible through the windshield. He unchained the door and opened it wider. "You come down the track through the Mercer Woods," he said. "Yes, sir," I said. He looked at me with an expression I have thought about many times since, something between relief and something else, something darker. "You're lucky," he said quietly. "People go down that road and don't always find their way back out." I stared at him. "What do you mean?" I said. He shook his head slowly. "How many of you?" he said. "4, I said. "Me, my wife, 2 kids. He nodded, like he was counting, confirming something. He gave me directions back to Highway 64, clear and specific. A route that avoided the road we had come down entirely. As I turned to go back to the car, he said one more thing. "Don't stop between here and the highway," he said. "No matter what you see on the road, don't stop and don't get out of the car." I turned back. "Has this happened to other people?" I said. "The road, the man standing in it." He looked at me for a long moment. "I've called the county about that road for 20 years, he said. "They say there's nothing out there." He paused. "But I've pulled 11 people out of those woods in the last 15 years. People who took wrong turns. People whose cars broke down. People who stopped for someone standing in the road. Of the 11, 7 made it out." He closed the door. I walked back to the car, got in. Karen looked at my face. "Thomas, what did he say?" I pulled out of the driveway and found the road he had described. "Drive," I said. "I'll tell you when we're on the highway." We drove in silence. The kids had fallen back asleep somehow. Karen watched the road ahead. At 1:14 in the morning, we turned onto Highway 64. The GPS came back to life immediately. The familiar voice, the familiar map, the familiar world. Karen exhaled slowly. "Tell me," she said. I told her most of it, not all of it. I did not tell her what the old man had said about the 11 people. I did not tell her about the 7. Some things you protect your family from knowing. Some weights you carry alone. We got home at 3 in the morning. I carried both kids to their beds without waking them. I stood in their doorways for a long time, watching them sleep. I had thought about that road every day since. About the man standing in the taillights who moved without walking. About the light that followed us at exactly our speed. About what was on that road that the county said was nothing. About the 4 people who went into those woods and did not come back out. I've looked for that junction many times since on daylight drives. I have never found it. The road does not appear on any map I have searched. No record of it, no name, nothing. Just a road that goes nowhere. In the middle of the Alabama wilderness, waiting for the next wrong turn, waiting for the next set of headlights, waiting for someone to stop. We drive to Mississippi twice a year still. Same route, but we leave in the morning now. We never drive that highway in the dark. And when my GPS goes quiet on a dark road, I do not wait to find out why. I turn around immediately. And I do not stop for anything I see standing in the road behind me, no matter how long it stands there, no matter how close it gets. Good night.